On that day, Farmer Thomas once again went to his field with a heavy heart because, despite it being summer, his field still yielded no crops. "No produce again today from my field. What will happen? If I can't offer anything to the kingdom, it will be very bad," he said. One day, just as Thomas was about to give up on tilling his unproductive soil, his shovel hit a hard object. As he continued digging, he realized it was a cauldron. "What's a cauldron doing in my field, and it's empty inside?" he exclaimed. Feeling exhausted for nothing, Thomas dropped his hoe into the cauldron and lay under a tree to rest. After a while, when he wanted to pick up his hoe to return home, he noticed 100 more hoes inside the cauldron. "But how can this be? I only had one hoe," he said. Emptying the cauldron of the surplus hoes, he decided to put his shovel inside. To his surprise, when he did, 100 more shovels appeared in the cauldron. Could it be that this cauldron is magical? Who would have thought? Excited at the thought, Thomas quickly returned home with the cauldron. He placed one of his eggs into the magical cauldron, and soon enough, it overflowed with eggs. "I can't believe my eyes!" he exclaimed. Later, he added his diamond and bread to the cauldron, and magically, the cauldron provided him with hundreds of diamonds and loaves of bread. "I no longer need to toil with the soil. I can sell these multiplied products at the kingdom market," he said. Every day, Thomas would take the multiplied goods to the kingdom market, and his stall would have different products each day. Clothes one day, vegetables the next, and beans the day after. Whatever he put into the magical cauldron multiplied, bringing him great wealth. However, other jealous merchants, envious of Thomas's success, reported him to one of the king's soldiers. The next day, a soldier secretly observed Thomas. That morning, Thomas, at the cauldron, placed a single chick to sell at the kingdom market. Soon after, hundreds of chicks emerged from the cauldron. Astonished, the soldier hurriedly reported to the king, who ordered Thomas and his magical cauldron to be brought immediately. Thomas was very sad when he stood before the king, for the king seized the magical cauldron as part of the kingdom's treasury. "Let me see the magic of this cauldron that will add to my wealth," said the king, leaning over to get a closer look. Thomas warned, "Oh, my king, be careful." At that moment, the king lost his balance and fell into the cauldron. In just a few minutes, 100 more kings were created in the hall. The soldiers were bewildered, unsure which king to obey, as each claimed to be the real king. Realizing the danger of the magical cauldron, Thomas took advantage of the confusion, grabbed his jacket, left the palace in a hurry, and tossed the magical cauldron off a cliff in great distress. The cauldron shattered into pieces and disappeared. From that day on, Thomas's field began to yield crops again. Thomas understood that the productivity of the soil came from hard work, not magic. Thus, he lived contentedly ever after, recognizing that true prosperity comes from honest labor. So if you were Thomas, what would you do with the magic cauldron? Share with us in the comments.